Hello, everybody, and welcome to Nevada Exploration Incorporated's channel. Just want to let you guys know what we're going to be doing here. We're going to be running through company and industry updates, answering any questions you guys have for us during this. If you have any, don't be afraid to send them over. And of course, introducing members of the team. So who better to kick us off for video number one than President, CEO, and Director James Buskard. James, how are you doing today?
I'm good, Michael. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. I really feel like the best way to start these is to let people know a bit about yourself, really what makes you tick. Now, you've been in this field for a while. Tell us what made you get into. What were your motivations?
I think like most people in my industry, we like being outside, we like rocks, we like the environment. And, this is an industry that allows us to be outside and go to places we wouldn't ordinarily have a chance to go to. So
Yeah, definitely the call to adventure, the great outdoors and all that. So walk me through then the business entrepreneurial spark. When did that start?
that part almost had to backfill itself. We got started back in 2004. We had some initial success, and after a speed bump or two, by 2007, 2008, we were flying pretty strong. We had a nice treasury, strong share price, a little bit of a darling of the market. Our story, which we'll get into, is pretty exciting. But we were a little naive. We were all technical group and didn't have a lot of capital markets experience. And the cycles changed, our access to capital changed. I mean, we didn't understand that just because the tap was on, the tap could also turn off.
Yeah.
And quite quickly, we had to radically change our approach to things. We had a very large office, a very large staff, lots of lawyers on the board and accountants surrounding us. And as the cycles changed and our access to capital changed, we had to learn how to run a public company for not a lot of money. And so we all had to, begin to become experts in different fields as well. And so the technical piece came first, and then the capital markets piece had to follow second.
Yeah. It is really interesting how running a publicly traded company and running the company are almost two separate worlds to some degree, right? And it's an interesting set of skills. So now that you're sitting at the helm, walk people through some of the challenges you face and the things you handle on the day-to-day.
Well, I think the biggest challenge that our company faces is the scale of what we're doing in Nevada, the type of exploration that we're doing, the stage of exploration that we're doing, and the size of the projects that we're undertaking. Collectively are the sorts of arenas that the majors historically would have played in. We're talking about huge regional scale generative programs, going out to find brand new projects in really big areas. And then starting in on projects that have never seen any work before, and then putting some fairly expensive drill holes into these brand new projects, going after ultimately what could be a monster new discovery. And that part of the industry isn't usually filled by a company of our size. Generally, the things that smaller companies do are tend to pick up older districts, smaller projects where they already have a known resource. They've already got some samples with gold or whatever their commodity of interest is, and they're trying to grow it bigger. So, the sort of top-down approach, tip of the iceberg, can we make it bigger? Whereas we're starting at the bottom saying, look, we're looking to find a monster, something we don't, in a place we know nothing about. So we're kind of bottom up. And the challenge with that is the capital markets, the stockbrokers, the investing communities, they're really used to the milestones associated with being up here. They want to know, well, how many grams per ton in your last drill intercept? So the challenge with funding something that doesn't neatly fit into this model is the milestones that we're having to clear are not milestones people are used to talking about. So not only are we forced to do the usual things like try to fund an early stage exploration program, we're also tasked with having to educate the market about different aspects of exploration. So I think for us, the biggest challenge is educating people, which is also fun because, again, we're do this because we like it. So we're all passionate about it. So yeah, the education piece, I think, is what's particularly more important for a company like ourselves.
Yeah, you're right. It is interesting being kind of outside of the traditional box, which you guys are, to where people potential investors and more corporate types are looking at it, and they're looking for these milestones. They're looking for things that are like, okay, I can get in here and I can expect this and this. But with you guys, that's not really the case. And I think that's also where dialogues like this can help. We can open the floor up to people and let them ask questions. We can answer them for people, make things easier for people to understand. So James, I think you did a great job of introducing yourself. And on the next video, let's dive deeper into the company, the projects, and so on and so forth. But for now, is there anything else about yourself you want to add? Maybe what you're excited about for 2022?
Yeah, we are drilling presently at what's become our flagship project. It's called Southgrass Valley. Last year, we drilled what was probably the deepest hole of any junior in the state. And we'll probably again drill the deepest hole of any junior in the state this year. And the information that we're getting from these holes is radically improving our understanding of this project. So with every box of core we can get back from the drill rig, we get to log it, we get to see it, we're learning every day. And so I think our whole team here is just excited to see more rocks and learn more and more about this project. That's it's become the largest new Carlin type mineral system that's been discovered outside of a mine fence in the last couple of decades. So yeah, it's incredibly exciting that we get to be the ones to sort of unwrap the Christmas present.
Perfect. And I hope everybody watching follows us along that journey with the unwrapping as well. And once again, if you have any questions, don't be afraid to ask. Stay tuned for another video coming soon. And James, thank you for coming on. Have a wonderful day.
Thanks very much.